Did our son notify you that I would be unable to finance the boats until after the mortgage of the house was done?
Yeah.
And did you agree to that?
I felt like I didn't have a choice.
This is an order of the court. When are you going to have the order satisfied?
Again, I'm at the mercy of the credit union, and they need to validate the.
You're at the mercy of the 13th Circuit Court here, sir, because frankly, you're in contempt for failure to comply with a court order. Let's take up Rankin versus Shigley. This is file 23-17761-DM, time, date, and place set for a hearing with regard to the allegation that defendant has failed to comply with the judgment of divorce and the court-ordered remedy. With us, we have on behalf of the plaintiff, I saw her a moment ago, Ms. Whitman. The plaintiff is here with us. So the parties are here. Ms. Whitman is here. Ms. Whitman, I've read your materials. If you'd like to go ahead and you want to put your client under oath and take some testimony?
Certainly, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Rankin, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Whitman, you may proceed.
Ms. Rankin, was it your understanding, or do you recall coming before the court and resolving your divorce matter on April 29th, 2025?
Yes.
Do you recall putting the full settlement on the record that day?
Yes.
Do you recall that part of the agreement was that Mr. Shigley would refinance a variety of vehicles and watercraft out of your name as part of the total settlement?
Yes.
And would you agree with me that there are many boats and vehicles that are in your primary name with debt in your primary name that were awarded to Mr. Shigley?
Yes.
And do you recall receiving in February, specifically February 25th of 2025, a letter from Mr. Shigley's former attorney, Amy Swager, stating, Mr. Shigley has successfully obtained financing to release Deborah from the debt associated with the vehicles and watercraft. Please provide me with copies of the following titles that are in Deborah's possession to permit Robert to conclude the refinancing process. And then she lists a GMC truck, a 2021 South Bay Tritoon, a 2021 Bentley Tritoon, a 2022 Bentley Tritoon, and a 2024 Bentley Tritoon. Do you recall receiving that communication?
Yes.
Did you provide the original titles based upon the representation Mr. Shigley made through counsel at that time in February of 2025?
Yes.
And did you have certain of those titles in your possession?
I did, and then I needed to make a couple of duplicate copies, so I went to the Secretary of State and had those done right away.
And you provided those to Ms. Swager's office through my office, correct?
I believe I gave them to my son, who transferred them over to his dad.
So you provided all the titles, correct, that you
Yes.
could for all of these watercraft and vehicles in your name, correct?
Correct.
Would you agree with me that based upon the calculations that we did during the divorce, that the amount of debt owed on all of these boats and vehicles totals $200,000 approximately?
Yes.
And all of that is in your name alone?
Correct.
And can you explain to the court why it is that all of that debt was placed in your name rather than Mr. Shigley's?
I had good credit, and Mr. Shigley did not have any credit at that time, so he wanted me to have his business vehicles put in under my name so it would be approved because I had credit, good credit.
And at this point, it has now been, he represented through counsel in February of 2025 that he was ready to refinance that debt, and it is now April 27th, 2026. Has that debt been refinanced?
No.
And if you'll recall, there were multiple communications from my office to his attorney's office on March 5th, March 11th. We're talking 2025, April 28th, 2025, April 28th, 2025, returning from attorney Swager, who thanked us for providing the boat titles and informed us that the Forest Area Federal Credit Union required a signed judgment of divorce all of a sudden in order to refinance the debt. Do you remember receiving that information?
Yes, I do.
And then, in fact, there was a negotiation or discussion, do you recall, about what the terms of the judgment of divorce should say. Do you recall that?
Yes, I do recall we were trying to fine tune that.
And do you recall an email that I wrote to Attorney Swager explaining on March 16th, Dear Amy, Mr. Shigley offered to get the many watercraft out of Ms. Rankin's name months ago, and we provided titles and recently original titles through Flynn. You then advised that a JOD needed to be entered to allow the refinancing to go through. Oh, sorry. To allow the refinancing to go through. And then I discussed why it is that we wanted a deadline. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And did Mr. Shigley agree to a deadline?
Yes, he did.
He gave a deadline? I don't recall there being a deadline.
Oh, as far as I'm thinking of the divorce settlement where
For the house refinancing, was there a deadline?
it was October 30th, I believe, of 2025.
Did he meet that deadline?
No.
And am I correct that it took until the end of February for the house to be refinanced so that debt would be removed from your name?
Yes, correct.
And you recall having to pay me to follow up multiple times in order to try to move that forward?
Yes.
And on May 16th, 2025, did you authorize me to request that there be a deadline for the watercraft and vehicle refinancing?
Yes.
And they didn't agree to a deadline, did they?
No. Yeah, go ahead.
And do you recall my following up on July 24th, 2025, following up about the Forest Area Credit Union refinancing with regard to the watercraft? Do you recall that?
I recall you just verifying that it was indeed pre-approved again.
Do you recall me following up and asking why it hadn't happened yet?
Yes.
And now this motion was filed on or about February 2nd, 2026, correct?
Yes.
And at this point, these things are still in your name, correct?
Correct.
So you still have over approximately $200,000 in debt of boats and vehicles that were awarded to your former husband that have not been removed from your name, correct?
Correct.
And was the removal of those many liabilities from your name a material aspect of the divorce settlement? Was it important to you?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
And do you have any way to go ahead and satisfy all of that debt on your own? Not that you should have to.
I do not have enough money to do that.
You finally received your share of the marital home equity at the end of February, 1, 2, 3, almost 4 months late, correct?
Correct.
And many months after the settlement was placed on the record on April 29th, 2025, correct?
Yes.
And at this point, were you able to go ahead and achieve the refinancing and compliance by Mr. Shigley of this arrangement without counsel, or did you need me to file this motion?
I needed you.
And at this point, is it important that Mr. Shigley fulfill the terms of the judgment of divorce and the settlement in full?
Yes, it's very important to me. I don't like the idea of the boats and equipment being in my name and being used for a business. I just don't want to be liable in any way. And I know the summer season is coming, and I just want to make sure that all those things are out of my name. So, yeah.
At this point, if a payment is not made, who is penalized from a credit standpoint?
I am.
Because the debt is in your name alone, correct?
Yes.
Did you trust Mr. Shigley to do what he said he was going to do and agree to do on the court record when you came to a full settlement of this in April of 2025?
Yes, I really thought this would have been done by now.
Was it true that there had been that this divorce, your divorce, took a considerable period of time and that this was an ongoing issue throughout the divorce?
Yes.
So, to your knowledge, Mr. Shigley should have been aware that this needed to happen for a very long time, even before entry of the judgment in June of 2025. Would you agree?
Yes, I would have thought that he would know all the details. Yes.
And you provided title to all of these vehicles and boats in the spring of 2025, correct?
Yes, I honestly thought it was going to happen right away. And I remember going to the Secretary of State, like either that day or the next day, and paying for duplicate titles to be made on the spot because I wanted to just get it taken care of so quickly. And so I really honestly thought it would not be delayed this long.
Thank you, Ms. Rankin. I don't have any further questions.
Okay, Mr. Shigley, do you have any questions?
I have some statements for
Nope.
sure.
Questions? Right now, we're in questions.
Oh, gotcha. Can I question Ms. Rankin?
Yeah, that's what I just allowed you to do. Let's do it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm new to this. I don't know how these things work. Sorry for my ignorance.
That's all right.
So, and Deborah, in October, actually back in September, did our son notify you that I would be unable to finance the boats until after the mortgage of the house was done?
Yes.
And did you agree to that?
I felt like I didn't have a choice. He was just notifying me that things would be delayed. But I just didn't understand how long of a delay it would be.
Okay. When we were given the initial approval from Forest Area Federal Credit Union, is it your understanding that did not have the element of the divorce decree requirement in that first letter, or was that in that first letter?
I don't believe it was in the first letter.
Folks, what I'm really concerned about is the boats right now. So let's focus in on the boats. Okay.
This does pertain to the boats,
All right.
Judge.
Let's proceed.
Okay. So the boats, you were aware, were not going to get refinanced until the mortgage was done, and you agreed to that via our son Flynn. Is that correct?
It's correct because I felt like there was no other option.
Okay. And in
All right.
December,
That's enough. Okay. Folks, look, the bottom line here is that we've got to get the boats taken care of. When are you able to get them paid off, Mr. Shigley?
I have a letter just got today from Forest Area Federal Credit Union stating that's already gone through the underwriter stuff, and they're just looking to verify the assets. And so the assets are on Beaver.
You've got to tell me when you're going to have them paid off. When are you going to have them paid off? This is an order of the court. When are you going to have the order satisfied?
Again, I'm at the mercy of the credit union, and they need to validate the collateral, and the collateral is on Beaver Island in an airplane hangar.
All right.
But they have assured me that I have financing, and they said it would take less than 30 days. I have the letter from the credit union that I can forward to you.
You're at the mercy of the 13th Circuit Court here, sir, because frankly, you're in contempt for failure to comply with a court order, and that subjects you to criminal and civil penalties. If it's handled criminally, it's a 93-day misdemeanor, and you can be fined up to $7,500. I don't expect we're going to go that route, but that's what you're facing here. So I understand the need to refinance and the issues with the bank and the credit union. But the bottom line here is you've also got a problem with me in that I have a court order sitting out here that has not been resolved. And you and your ex-wife are making deals regarding it without me, the third party, arguably the party whose name is actually on it as well, being involved. So I'm asking you for the last time, when is this going to be done?
I would hope that within 30 days. I mean, I've been trying. I want you to understand, I've been trying very diligently all along to get this done. I mean, it's just very important to me. It's very important to me. I'm very sorry.
Well, I understand. Ms. Whitman, tell me what your expenses are with regard to the work you've had to do on the vehicles. I'm not going to worry about the house right now. It's taken care of.
The vehicles, this motion is specifically, most of it concerns the vehicles because of the high nature of that debt and how long it's taken for this to happen. This is, it looks like, well, we have the motion filing fee, the $20, but with regard to all of the following up with Ms. Swager, the length of time it took to draft this motion, review it, file it, serve it, we're looking at 5.2 hours.
All right. The court is going to first find the defendant is in contempt for failure to comply with the underlying order. The court is going to require that the defendant resolve that contempt within 60 days. I'm giving you twice what you're asking for here, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hold on. Don't take a day longer than that. If you fail to comply within 60 days, the results will be financial. It will be $250 a day for every day that you're late. That will be tacked on to the amount that you owe. I think that is a fair amount and adequately reflects the losses that the plaintiff has suffered for not having this matter resolved in a timely way. That's number one. You're also going to be responsible for Ms. Whitman's attorney fees as charged in this matter in the amount of $1,000. Now, she charges more than $200 an hour, but I think that's a fair fee given the wood factors and the amount of time that she's involved herself in this particular matter, including today's hearing. So for those reasons, I'm going to assess that $1,000 also to be paid within 60 days of today's date. Can I get an order from you, Ms. Whitman, on all of those points, please?
You can. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.